morning, everybody. Okay, so I thought I would do a session today on my 4 pillars of content and why they work. Let's go a little bit deeper into what they are, what's the point of them, why do I just have 4, and how often am I supposed to be posting them. I'm going to talk about in the context of LinkedIn. However, you can use these 4 pillars of content across all social media if you so wish, apart from the ones that are audio only, for example, like Clubhouse. But cheers, good morning, brew. Hope everybody's feeling good. Let me know in the comments who you are, how things are going, and tell me how you feel about the 4 pillars of content and doing the 4 pillars of content and doing the 4 pillars content in one single day on that there LinkedIn. Okay, so let's get started. I feel like StreamYard Pro right now. Okay, so my 4 pillars of content are stories, videos, social proof, call to action, and it's good that they are going to be tickering along the bottom because I want you to think that this is not about I'm going to write a story post, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to do some social proof, and I'm going to put a call to action out, and then that is it. I want, in terms of content, these need to be tickering along your brain and in your social and on your LinkedIn forever. Over and over and over again. 4 pillars of content. Why 4 pillars? Because I don't want you to think, right, it's LinkedIn, so I don't want to be too promotional, so I'm just going to add value. Or, right, it's LinkedIn, so I don't want to do video because I hate doing video, so I am just going to put posts out to sell stuff on my business, right? Or it's LinkedIn and I'm terrified of posting anything on LinkedIn because of the LinkedIn police or people telling me all the articles I've read and all the blog posts I've seen about how you have to do this thing on LinkedIn, you mustn't do this thing on LinkedIn, you must worry about this algorithm on LinkedIn, you can't post like this on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn police and the LinkedIn experts are insane. But the truth is, my opinion is only one opinion, other opinions are available, right? But I want you to relax about what you're posting on LinkedIn and all social media, really, and just think about, let's just stick to one plan consistently, and you might as well stick to mine. Yeah, you might as well stick to mine. And the reason why we do this, the 4 pillars of content, and they are constantly scrolling, as in you're constantly posting in this rhythm: story, video, social proof, call to action. So story, video, social proof, call to action is to give you a plan, and a plan of consistency, and a plan that will put you out of your comfort zone initially, not forever, but just for now. It'll make you feel uncomfortable, which is fine. It will push you out of your comfort zone of how many times to post or how much is okay. How many times to post on LinkedIn is completely up to you. I'm just telling you, if it was me, I would be posting 4 times a day along this rhythm. You can do this in a rhythm. You can post once a day, you can post once a week or once a month if you want. But the rhythm is important. The stories, the video, the social proof, the call to action is important. So you're not doing all of one type of content and never getting around to doing the other. In my experience, which I'm going to say is pretty vast now when it comes to coaching people on how to get the leads from LinkedIn, having ran the mastermind for 5 years with 2,000 people in there and helped 30,000 people in my free 5-day challenges and hundreds of thousands of people completely for free through my content, the number one question I ask people when they say LinkedIn doesn't work for me is, which of the 4 pillars are you not doing and why? And it's really interesting. So of the 4, stories, video, social proof, call to action, I'm going to go through the 4, but if you're familiar with what I mean by these, let me know in the comments. You will have to register with StreamYard. I can see some of you. I really want you to tell me in the comments, wherever you're watching this, which of the 4 do you avoid if you can? So which of the 4 is your least favorite, or which of the 4 do you not want to do, or which of the 4 do you do but you absolutely find it really difficult? Let me know. Is it stories, video, social proof, call to action? And again, from my many years of coaching people in this stuff, it's always different for people. Video is a really common one because who likes listening and looking at themselves? Not many people. You got to be a complete narcissist to love looking at yourself speaking, right? I hate it. Has it stopped me doing hundreds and hundreds, thousands now hours of video? Absolutely not. Because why? Because the more video you do, the more money you make, which is great. Not that you can't make money not doing video. I can only teach what I know. And the more video you do, the more money you make. Okay, nice. Call to action, Yvonne. Just joined my mastermind. Welcome to the family. Nice. Annabelle, I think I did all stories. Totally avoid video. This is really interesting. So Amanda, video least favorite. That's quite common. Janita, call to action or video. Melanie, call to action. Louise doesn't do stories. Annabelle, I did all stories and totally avoided video. Cassie, videos and call to action. So some people have got two they don't like doing. Yvonne, don't want to feel spammy. Kieran, avoid video, always have. I did one during your video challenge and the world didn't freeze over. Cassie's only just getting comfortable with social proof. Interesting one, sorry. I can only see you as a Facebook user, but for me, it's a story. I don't want my audience to feel like I'm oversharing. It's really interesting, worrying about what our audience think, our sort of imaginary audience a lot of times. Teresa, I post them all. Nice, that's what I want from you. I think my stories are the worst, or your least favourite. Let's put it that way. I need to learn to tell stories. Abby Flack, still a video avoider, even after all these years. And John, call to action. Yeah, who wants to ask for the money publicly, right? Okay, so let's talk through, let's just go back and talk through the 4 pillars in case you're thinking, I'm not really sure what each of these things mean. Right, stories. So a story could mean today I'm in Helen's 5-day challenge and I'm really enjoying the process. And today I've got to do 4 pieces of content. And this, I've been told I've got to tell a story. Watch out for my next post. That can be a story post, right? Because it's telling the story, who you are, where you're at, what you're doing, right? A story could also be, when I was, for my example, it's one of my most popular stories I've ever told. When I was 18, I dropped out of uni to run away with a boy with the Sierra Cosworth, Moonstone Blue, original alloys. And I fell into recruitment because that was the only job you could get, 20 grand in a car, without having any qualifications. And then I went on to tell my story around how in those days, in the 90s, it was all, we didn't have email, so it was all like Rolodexes and expense accounts, and we used to bunk off at lunch and drink hooch and take clients out for very expensive dinners, and that was classed as work. And, email came in and it kind of ruined the industry for me because it became first past the post and less about relationships. But I always remember a time when I was quite young and I managed to get a guy who'd been made redundant, a new job, working in away as an oil and gas engineer, working away on the oil rig. And he said, Helen, thank you so much. You've changed my life. And that was the moment where I realized that recruitment changed people's lives, right? And people's stories mattered, and getting the right people in the right place at the right time mattered. And that has been a theme all through my life and all through my career, my business career. So I kind of told this story with a bit of tongue-in-cheek nostalgia. People love it. I gave quite a lot of detail, but I kind of made it relevant to what I did today. So that could be a story, a longer form story, as I would call it. Or a story could be, last week I did a workshop for, this is just stuff out of my history, but I did a workshop on how to get leads from LinkedIn with Vanarama. Andy's a great CEO. He asked me to come in and work for them. I had a really good time. Here's a picture of me doing it. And that's just telling a story of what I do for a living. Or you could tell a story about a time when, I talk about my backstory quite a lot. Why I never try and overcome a price objection, because 10 years ago I was 90 grand in personal debt and there was just no way I would have paid £15 for anything, never mind £1,500 for things. And I just tell that story because it gives people context of who I am, where I come from, and why I behave the way I do now in business, right? Or it could be something really, really simple of like, I told the story of me getting engaged. I don't know if everyone knows I got engaged recently. But I told the story. I was like, I used to be completely convinced that being single was my superpower, and that's why I was so successful in business. And I was kind of like tried to repel all relationships because I wanted to, be focused. I thought that was my thing. But since I've met Stu, like everything's changed for me. I feel completely different. And now I realize that being in a loving, supportive, stable relationship is actually my superpower, and that gives me a much better foundation to go and build my business, right? So it's a story of me. It's a story about me getting engaged. I tell it on LinkedIn, and people want to hear that because it's part of my story. It's documenting my story. It might be talking about the future. It might be talking about what I had for tea. It might be talking about a new pet that I've got. It might be a story about a client that I've helped. It might be, but the thing about stories that make them stories, you put some level of emotion into it. So whether you're telling a story about you way back, whether you're telling a story about a client that you're working with right now, whether you're talking about your hopes and dreams in the future, whether you're just documenting your goddamn day, how is it making you feel? For me, stories are stories when they have detail in them and emotion in them. Yeah, it's not always have to be emotion. It could just be like, I'm doing this work at the moment. I'm in Hell's 5-Day Challenge, and it's making me feel like both terrified and exhilarated. Like it's, that could be a story. It's a few lines, but it could be it could have a picture of you like, this is me doing the last day of the 5-Day Challenge. I've got a post 4 times today. It's like, and that can be your story, but it's how is it making you feel? And that's because stories let people get to know you and engage emotionally with you. Stories bring you to life. They make you a walking, talking, 3D, emotion-based human. And whether you're selling to corporates, whether you're selling something really boring, whether you're selling something really like spiritual, whether you're selling something really like hardcore, like whatever you're selling, people still want to know you're a person. Yeah, whether you do, even if you're an e-commerce mogul, people still want to read the autobiography, right? So it's just allow people to document your progress, engage in your story, show that you're a person with emotions and not try and hide behind your brand. Stories sell. We know this. Yeah, but it lets people get to know you and engage emotionally with you. You do not have to be a pro copywriter to write stories. You just be able to be willing and open to talk about how you feel about the stuff that's going on in your life that has gone in the past and might happen in the future. That's it. That's how we know it's a story, because it has emotion in it. Cheers. So a common misconception is you have to write a big long thing. You don't. It's just telling the story of you. Okay. Video's a biggie, and I know a lot of people just can't stand it. And I'm working with a one-to-one client at the moment, and that was her thing. She was like, the reason why I want to work with you is because I know you're going to make me do video, basically. And I know that's the one thing I need to do, and it's the thing I really hate. And she's gone round and round in circles trying to get away with it. And she's done it. She's done 3. And the thing that I said about video with her, she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely. She's so nice and so switched on and great at business. It's really interesting when you see behind the scenes, right, how video affects people emotionally, right? And we see this throughout the mastermind over and over and over again. I was like, if we're going to do a video, so if you're going to do 1 video a day, 5 days a week, and you're going to do like, if let's say you're going to do that for 50 weeks of the year, that's 250 videos, yeah, in the year. What if we do 250 videos, so we do them every day, 5 days a week for 50 weeks, and then we have a review on how we feel about video. What if we just do the videos every day? And again, a video could be something like this, where I'm giving value, like I'm kind of like giving people an insight into the stuff that I teach. It could be me doing a video going, I'm sat outside kickboxing, I just had 5 minutes, I just wanted to update you with what's going on. Like this is happening, that's happening, this is happening, like in the business or whatever. It could be a video interview with somebody where you're talking with them about their experience working with you. It could be you walking the dog, talking about how getting out in nature really helps you in your business. Like video doesn't have to be presenting all the time. And that's one of the things I'm working with my client on, right? She wants to give loads of value, but people just want to know who you are. But video brings you to life, and it lets people decide if they love you or hate you, and that's okay. Yeah, video brings you to life. We know it's the next best thing to meeting somebody in person. You get to hear all the inflections, all the body, see all the body language. like see how people actually are saying the things that they're saying. And it's a very quick thing to do. You want to create a 5-minute video, it takes you 5 minutes. Perfect. You know, do just have your 250 written on the wall, and every time you do one, just strike one off. And trust me, long before you get to video 250, you'll feel like a different person about how you show up on video, how you feel about video, how you think of ideas for video, and it will change your business massively. It will change you. I guarantee you that. By video 250, you'll be like, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I did that. So video is one of those things that you can't get good at without doing more of it. You can't practice being good at video before you actually put stuff out there. You must just put it out there. You've got 250 to do. You might as well get on with it. Don't practice. You can practice as you go, because most people won't be watching and most people won't care. And honestly, the only person who's really interested in your video is you. But when you start to build an audience and you start to get a following and people start to want to hear what you've got to say, then people are interested. But by that point, you're much better at video, because when you were doing it when no one was watching, don't matter. So create video like no one's watching, because they're probably not in the beginning. So that's the thing. And it's just such a great thing for you to get good at in so many ways. So you can debate with me all you want, but the fact is, the more video you do, the more money you make. Social proof. Love it. If you're following me this week, and I'm sure, well, you all will be, because you're all my audience, but there's never a wasted bit of social proof in our world, right? There's a lot of social proof. So yesterday, a lot of our challenge champions and ambassadors were posting their stories of being in my world. And I cried about 17 times yesterday with joy and gratitude that these people are not only in my world, but they feel like I've helped them change their lives, and they are able and willing to post publicly about it. And they do that knowing that I'm going to use it again and again and again. So it's a massive amount of trust on their side, but it really creates trust in your audience when people can see it's not just one person saying how good you are, but you've got multiple pieces of social proof. Now, the best way to get them is to give them. Yeah. And giving them is a really amazing way to make people feel good at no expense to yourself. Yeah, it makes you feel good as well. So it's the absolute triple win, giving people social proof, giving them a video testimonial, doing a recommendation on LinkedIn, giving them a shout out on social media. It's just such a good thing to do for yourself, and it's going to make such a big impact on them. But the more you have, the better it is, because it creates trust and what I call the hot dog stand effect. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm pretty sure in one of the marketing books I may have read in the past, they talked about 2 hot dog stands, and there's one that's consistently got a long line and one that hasn't. They're facing each other in like Central Park or something in New York. And what they were saying is, if you get 3 friends to come and queue up at your hot dog stand consistently, you'll always have the biggest queue, because people want to go where other people go. Yeah, people are tribal by nature. It's like the restaurant thing. You know, restaurants will pay people to sit in the front sometimes, when they're getting going, so it looks busy. People come in, and people want to do what other people are doing. The FOMO, if you like. So we're like talking about the LinkedIn Mastermind, and everyone's talking about how great it is and how much they love it and how it's changed their lives, and they're telling their stories. Like, people want that. They want a piece of that. When they talk about how it's like a family, and it's like, you know, it's changed their lives and they love it, and these are all the things they get out of it. People want to be a part of it, and that's why people want to buy it. The LinkedIn Mastermind is an aspirational buy for a lot of people, because they want to come and be part of it, because they see all the social proof over and over and over again. I mean, we've got over 4,000 pieces of social proof from people who've done 5-day challenges, people in the LinkedIn Mastermind, people in the Business Mastermind, people at one-to-one clients, people in the Catalyst, like people who've done my free stuff, right? And it consistent, that level. There's also a lot of people who don't like me and would say mean things about me and haven't enjoyed their interactions with me. Of course they are, right? Of course there are in the world. But overwhelmingly, 4,000 people is such a great kind of testimonial just on volume alone. And why have we got so much social proof? Well, one, because we've been around for a long time and we show up consistently and we teach the same thing pretty much. 2, because we care about people and they can tell, and that makes them care about us. But 3, because we ask for it. we ask for it and we give people opportunities to give it over and over again. And then finally, we use it. We use it everywhere, across everything. We use it on LinkedIn. I've got about, I looked yesterday, but I think I've got like 400 recommendations on LinkedIn that anybody can go and click on and press buttons and go and see who these people are anytime. You know, we use them on in our content on LinkedIn. We have video testimonials embedded into my profile so people can watch there when they land on my LinkedIn profile. We use them in emails, we use them in bot messages, we use them in social content all the time. You know, we use them on our website. So it's kind of like, if other people are doing what this person, your audience, is thinking about doing, social proof for me is the number one way to get people off the fence and into making a decision. Because we can say how great we are all the time, but when someone else says how great we are, it just has so much more of an amplifying effect, particularly if that person has a story that resonates with the person who's looking from the outside, if you like. So get it, use it, keep it, share it, use it in your LinkedIn 4 pillars all the time, and forget about it being about bragging and showing off. It's just showing, it's just marketing. Just emotionally detached from it. It's just marketing. Of course, you're going to tell people if someone says how great you are, unashamedly and celebratory. Like, you know, my heart was completely full yesterday, like with total joy and total gratitude, and I shared it on my Facebook because it's part of my journey. So yeah, people were posting in the 5-day challenge group, I was screenshotting it, you know, and putting it out there and saying, like, this is how this makes me feel. This is how it makes me feel. It's documenting my journey, the impact I'm having, and I want the same for you as well. If you have no social proof, then do 3 for free of whatever it is that you're selling. Get your 3-piece social proof and just use them again and again and again and again until you get more. When I used to do one-to-ones at £99 things, which I don't do anymore, although I do one-to-one, I used to say at the end of the call, if you've really enjoyed this session, like, I'd really appreciate a shout out somewhere on social media. And it'll allow me to, you know, share that, and then that's going to help me reach more people and have a bigger impact, right? And people would do it. You just ask for it with no expectation in return. Just ask casually, and people will do it. So make it part of your marketing, but make sure you use it. And the other note on social proof, when things get tough, and they will, when people decide they don't like you and you're a horrible person and you're this, that, the other, and they will, and that happens to me too, social proof will be your oxygen. Yeah, when you spiral down, social proof will bring you back up, because you've got that evidence for you, not just for your audience, the evidence for you that you are helping people and having an impact. I've just realised the time, I'm going to have to go. Anyway, so call to action. This is an easy one, which explicitly, don't know if that's spelled right, shows people what outcomes you deliver, how you do this, and how much it costs. Let's get our prices out there publicly, guys. At least a ballpark or starting from figure. No one wants to find out the price when they're on the call. Everyone wants to know before they get on the call, right? But yeah, really short and sweet. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what outcomes I deliver. This is how much it is. If you know anyone, send me a message. Short, sweet, not wrapped up in a story. Just is what it is. Call to action. People can buy or they can scroll by. That's their choice. You know, there's no bait and switch. You don't get people emotionally involved in a story and then ask them to buy. You're like, do you want to buy or not? Social proof, call to action is one of the missing pieces I see when it comes to content, because you think, well, I posted about that yesterday. It's like, you need to be posting about how people can buy from you every single day, because of the way that social media, particularly LinkedIn, works. People are just scrolling around, jumping in and out. Most people, when you post a call to action, most people don't see it. Most people, the other half, don't care. But it reminds people how they can buy from you, and nobody will engage on that content. They will buy from you, though. They'll message you and buy. So there you go. Call to action is the LinkedIn Mastermind is now open. Send me a message. I will send you the link for you to go and check it all out. It is, in my opinion, other opinions are available, the best place on the internet for learning about how to get leads from LinkedIn without sending any DMs, without writing personalized connection requests, without worrying about things like paid ads or groups or automation or business pages. Like, just sticking to the really important stuff. But content, the 4 pillars of content, is a massively important part of that, for sure. So just send me a message and I will get back to you with the link, and you will be able to come and join the family. Come and join the family. 2,000 people can't be wrong, right? So we are, a big community of people, business owners who are using LinkedIn to generate leads for their businesses. You can join right now, and you can be in right now, learning the stuff. You can take it you can go as quick or as slow as you want. You're in for life. It's a lifetime access program and community. So as soon as you join, you can start to learn, start to implement, and start making money from LinkedIn. So our whole business is based on you winning, and we've got lots of things in place to make that happen. So I will see you all soon. Thanks, guys.